back, and last night what I did is just did a little bit of clean up, and as best, well, probably have to come back to it some more, but just did a quick clean up. I don't know, I did put these in. I can't remember, did I do them last night? Pretty sure I did. Or yesterday. Try to get some good undercutting. And again, this is just a quick, I mean, what you could do is look at a picture of, a woman with a skirt and the apron and just copy it exactly. But this is just a quick, what usually would happen would be, it would come down. Where's a good pointer? Well, my finger, I guess. Because there's her backside, and then it would probably maybe come more straighter down. I think you could have taken some of this off, but unless maybe she walked and came to a stop. So that'd be all right. The only thing that maybe would matter is from here, it could almost come straight down, probably another couple of scoops. But then you have the feet here, so it's not too bad. This is not too bad. I'm sure if you look at other pictures, now here, this is what I was trying to do, is trying to get the figure. I think should be maybe a little thinner here, and it comes out, and then it should cut relatively straight down. So it's almost okay. I think I got some extra here. Now we're going to go into the hands. Before I forget, I'll just go into talk about the pumpkin. What I did is I did kind of a quick little thing there for the stem. And I got a stem here from pumpkin a couple of years ago. I thought I'd save it. And now it depends on how much you want to get into the stem. I'm probably not going to do too much cutting of it. This is a good, what is this? This is not a quarter. It's the next one past a quarter. Anyways, dowel, and you can make a stem coming out. Or keep it as is, because sometimes you'll see pumpkins without stems. I just wanted to bring that out before we move on, and I forget about it. And then, of course, if we can, we'll put the stripes in. But I want to get to the hands, and of course, we got to get to the head and hair, and she should be ready for Thanksgiving. All right, pencil. Oh, I got everything ready, all my knives ready, and I thought, I almost forgot the pencil. Let's do a little more doodadding here. Now the thing is I hope the light is good, or light is good enough. It's still a little dark, early morning here, and the reason why I want to jump in is that our neighbors are going to put some new windows in, and I could see they're just starting to unload, and so I'll get as much as I can go in here. Whereas I think my scout will do this to straight down, around. Make sure I'm still in the picture here. Again, I hate to say this, but it'd be a lot easier if I held it closer to myself, and then I could see, I can get these chips out a little better. That's the problem. See, if I was carving here, but if I carve here, well, I don't know if I move up a little bit, maybe it'll be a little easier. We can have our cake and eat it too, and bring the light a little closer. Yeah, I think that'd be a little easier. Hopefully, and I've got shadow now. Do you see shadow? Rounding the hand a little bit. And the thumb a little. Again, there'll be more on detailing later. But at least if I want to get it in is the main thing. Now let's get the planes in. Her hand is going to be like right here. Well, backwards. Here we go. Well, here we go. Like this, not like this. She's not hugging the pumpkin, she's holding the pumpkin up. Therefore, how can we do this? Let's get the planes in. Now I have to be round a little bit because it's rounding the pumpkin. Interesting, or today we can use the word pumpkin instead of jack-o'-lantern because, oh, they did not celebrate Halloween, that is for sure. They did not even celebrate Christmas. And anyways, which is kind of interesting, like I mentioned before, I think I mentioned while doing the man, is that they landed on Plymouth Rock on Christmas Day. Like I said, one of these Christmases, a happy Thanksgiving on not happy Thanksgiving, happy landing on Plymouth Rock Day. Well, there's a little bit of fur there. Okay, getting the hands in now. This I'll have to pull a lot of that out. Excuse me. Well, I got a frog in my throat there. And also this hand is should be basically underneath as well. And I think we can open the thumb up a little bit, which will bring the hand down a little more. Let's see if I can zoom in just a little bit. Hopefully, oops, how'd that happen? Oh, I got on the scale here. Whoa, that's too close. Excuse me. Am I close to the camera too while I'm coughing? That's not good. Let us bring, because I'm more feel natural here. There we go. All right, hopefully. But when I flip it over, that's when things go awry, get off the screen. All right, now fingers, we got the thumb here. We got the pinky there. We could bury, if the hand gets a little too thin, you can bury the pinky underneath. I mean, we're okay here, but if this gets a little thinner than it should, and I think that's what I did here. I think I got a little too thin, and I buried the pinky. Especially the other hand. That hand there, the pinky is way buried. And then it showed, I think it just got too much. I think that's the thing. I kind of like this design, but the thing is see how the index finger is not touching the pumpkin. I think that's the thing that I goofed up on this. Let me get some light in there. Whereas, I mean, it'd probably still be okay. It the pumpkin is not that heavy. But here she's holding it up. And what's happening is I want to make it that this hand here is touching the pumpkin, but I think that might be a little difficult. So I want to bring the hand up a little more. And then the hand that's on top is just simply on top of the other hand. Holding the pumpkin up. Therefore, I need to bring this in. Am I still in? Like I said, underneath. And I think I rounded the pumpkin a little prematurely there. That is one of the things I like about carving, the art of carving, and you carve your own. And people will appreciate that you've actually done that. You didn't go to a department store. And you know, the other thing too is you really do not see, shouldn't rather, but you don't see good wood carvings at garage sales or Goodwill or anything like that. In fact, even at the estates sales, you might not. I mean, you'll probably see, you know, the tiki wood stuff and made in China stuff, and you know, the $1.50 stuff. The thumb is going to have to be worked on a little bit here. I mean, we still got this meat right here, but not at the thumb. So we've got to reestablish the planes here. So I brought it down. There we go. I'm getting to liking that. I am. All right, pencil. Middle line. Now usually it would come down like this, but then she has the twist. Okay, it comes down like this, but it turns in a little bit. See, if it was straight, you would have kept going on like this. But she did turn her hand a little bit. Therefore, we'll go with the wrist. Excuse me. Now, we don't have to worry about fingers underneath here other than maybe this portion of it. V. Where's my more detailed V? You know what? Before I get started, I want to make sure. Give this a quickie here. Just a quick. I got to get a new one of these. I really bummed this up. When you have one of these, it's sort of made out of wood, actually. And what you're supposed to do, I found out the hard way after I had our little talk at the International Association Wood Carving Zoom, which is usually Saturdays, is what I've been doing is I've been going like this. And that's why I've been even having troubles keeping these sharp, is it's supposed to be just laying down. Just lay down. And so I had to kind of I had to clean it. I had to kind of scrape off. It was really furry. Anyways, so when you use that, excuse me, when you use that, you know, straight down. Let me see, can I do this so you can see that? I'm coming in because I think the grain goes this way. I better be careful. If I feel it giving, then I'm going the wrong direction. but we are kind of going, see, it's like we're carving here. That's what it feels like, because that's what it is, actually. The end grain. That's the bad part about this, so take it one step at a time. You don't want to take a big chunk out and then realize that you went the wrong way. Yeah, I kind of cut my finger there because I've been holding my new knife close to the blade. I hope you can see, because I just can barely see it. All right. I'm going to use it to do a little more cleanup. We can have this finger a little higher. Okay, now let's put our 10 degrees this way. No, there's 10 degrees away from you. Come back around and 10 degrees away from you again. Careful, you don't take that. You got to do this many times, because if you do it once, you might take that finger off. Snap that finger off. Now we separated the fingers. Now I'm going to cut here, which will raise the index finger up around the pumpkin, or around her hand that's holding the pumpkin. And then maybe one more cut this way to just show a little bit of shadow. Yeah. I'm going to take a little bit off here so it's bending down. I want this to bend down. Same with on the other side. And then I want to make this very carefully. Don't take the tip off. And do this little V, little chip. So it'll be, careful. Especially when we're in end grain here. I guess I got a little bit extra chip there. Careful about prying. Now remember we talked about, because the next up is the head, the face, and we got to be careful about prying. Even you can try to push it. See, like here, I'm gonna see, like right now, blast it, got off. See, I'm gonna push this. Just push. I'm not prying. Is it going? Nope, not going to come out. So I need another. There we go. Let's see. How far off was I? Can you see? Oh, yeah, I can hardly see. Now I'm going to put a little bit of a scoop right here. And this some kind of does come up a little bit like this. Ooh, don't pry that off, I just said. Where's my, there it is. In fact, I still got this guy here. Get the boogers out of there. How does it look? Adjustments here and there. But as an overall, all right, the pumpkin. Now you're gonna, if you want to, you can drill a hole. If you're gonna put one of these guys in, you drill the hole, and what you do is you carve. Oh, I don't have a piece of paper. And remember, it's like this. the bulb right down here. Don't forget that, which I believe I did. It almost looks like just like a vine coming out or something. And then just start putting this in. I had the opportunity of being in a pumpkin patch to pick out a pumpkin, and it's at the University of Minnesota in the agricultural department, and I guess the grad students were not going to sell pumpkins, so you can go in there and take a pumpkin. I mean, I took one of the biggest ones you can find, the Charlie Brown Linus pumpkin, for free. And what happens is if it's still on the vine, and you can't pull it off, what happens is that this vine is still very fragile, very moist. I don't want to say, and you grab a hold of that, and it pops right off the pumpkin. And so in order, you got to keep that, and you got to cut that, even though it's still mushy, very, very mushy. I never knew that. That's something that you probably knew that, and I'm not telling you anything new. All right, let's V this. Let's see if I can do this without my glove. And it depends on what kind of detail you want to put on this. Or if you want to, not do this, and then paint Happy Thanksgiving on the pumpkin. Do that. I've done that with my my Mr. and Mrs. holding a pumpkin flat. Did I ever do that on video? That was the first time. That was the first one. And then you could, as a matter of fact, I have the man and woman holding a heart, and I had presented that at the Woodcarvers Illustrated magazine. So it's the same thing, except you can make a Pilgrim, Mr. and Mrs. Pilgrim with a pumpkin. And I do have that. And it depends here if you want, how much more time you want to just smooth this out so it's not. Smooth out, just taking a little bit of the sharpness off. Okay, is good. So anyways, while I was on the subject, took a little stop here and I ran downstairs and just finished one. This is what I was talking about. Like I said, I was trying to pull out, where did I put the one that I had on Woodcarvers Illustrated? Like I said, it's him and her holding a heart. And I got this in one of my pattern books, I do believe. And sometimes what I would do is not put the creases in and just put Happy Thanksgiving. And this is like, oh, I don't have my ruler. And this has a story that they had to bring a pumpkin because he had his eyes set on a turkey, but he got away. But as the story goes, as they brought this in, oops, there's the turkey right there. So I just did this one here. Oh, what is it? That's about 5-ish by 3, 4-ish. If you want to, if I go like this and take a picture of it, it's about 1.5 inches or inch. I just wanted to show that. That's my, and then while I'm at it, here's my more recent. This is a jack I just did. sinister instead of the happy greeny one. And this, I spent a lot of time on this, as far as using a round tool, a smaller round tool. Where is it? That's this guy right here. Instead of it being overly sharp. And I put, of course, after I painted orange, then I darked it with what is that called? It'll come to me. The red and orange. What is that called? Anyways, and so I put a lot of time on it, on this. And then there's the evil looking stem. Of course, I got this idea from Dad's studio. Candium, that's it, Candium red. Candium red and Candium orange, but I use a Halloween orange. Anyways, so that's the most sinister I've done. Anyways, I had to take a little, put that over there, put him and her over there. Moving right along to the face. Da 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 da. Now comes the fun part. So what I'm going to do, that even though, yeah, we did do inside or outside in, I'm going to take my V that I just used, and I'm going to come in here, and like I said, I'm going to kind of favor the head. In other words, this fin is up, and this fin is, well, it's almost a V. The full, or V, when I'm talking a V, where the fin's in both directions, but a little bit favoring the face. And I think what I mean by favoring as in keeping, not taking away. And just to get this all started. Okay. Well, then I want to, while we're at it, take my knife and kind of clean this up. Not kind of, but just clean this up a bit. Let me get myself resituated again here. I also had to move the camera when I stood up. Can we zoom in again? So let's get this cleaned. And I'm upside down here, which means I got to bring it out. Let's get this cleaned up. Let's put a stop cut. Oh goodness, where are you? See, that's the thing I hate about zooming in. It's just hard to, I put a stop cut around. Here's what I did, is I put a stop cut around. And I'm taking it off. That's all I'm doing. You didn't miss much. While we're here, I'm going to do just a little bit of this. Just take this chip out so I can get our, as I always say, bearings, I suppose. Excuse me. And then this side here. Still cleaning. Where are you? Stop cut. Okay, this is like I said, this is what I did, was I just simply so we're getting a little bit of shadow in there, and just simply separating the headpiece from the head dress from the head. Be careful with the prying, even though we're okay here. I want to take this off. That's bothering me. There, and this is, there we go. And then again, same thing here. Boom. Just to get in here I'm just taking this off just to get, so we know what we're doing. Now with the neck, I want to start with the neck a little bit. Remember that I want to start with the chin. We just barely want to kiss that chin right there, just taking the fur off. That's all we want to do. We don't want to take anything off, just take the fur off. Make sure she has no whiskers when we're done. And as I had mentioned before, this spot is the deepest spot. Here's my bigger knife, just give it an extra, I want to give it an extra oomph to make sure we're still on track. Keep us on track. And the chin, first I'm going to take a little bit off, and I think I'm just doing this for now. I'm taking some of this off so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, see what's going to happen is the chin is going to come straight down, and we'll come back to that, I'm sure. Chin is taking the priority right now. And then this comes out in this direction. I'll give you a profile in a second here. Just at least we get this going here. Now, even though she looks like she's got a neck of a frog right now, excuse me again. I'll do this a quick clean here. Okay, let's look at the profile. She still has a little bit of a, we got a second chin there. That's a little better. See with the chin. And they're still going to get quite a bit of cleaning up. So the chin goes in. Make sure it's clean. You rub so that you move the blade forward or back while you're pushing down to get a cleaner. And we'll have to come back to that. We'll come back to that because quite a bit is going to be taken off the face. This is just to get started on the neck. All right, here we get. I'm going to take a little bit more of this off. Am I in? Because we want it that she's moving her head, and if she moves her head, her bonnet should go with, mostly. But since this is hanging down here, it'll still drag. So therefore there'll be more, she's probably pulling away from this side and pushing into this side. So, but I still want to get it kind of close to even. Oh, let's get it dark. Let's see if we can go it this way with the light. A little bit. I don't know if I'm in. I'm just taking this down here. You're not really missing much. Well, so I can show you that's what I did. So there's still a little bit of push and a pull. We want to keep that face. Now, how did I do on this one here? Did I do a push and pull? Let's see, it pulled this way. Did it? And she had to push it this way. Yeah. Oh, sorry, because of the light or the shadow of that. There's less profile. No, I don't know. Not that much difference. All right, face. Let us begin. Let's get going. That's what you've probably been waiting for. The details here. Now, as I've mentioned before, this thing has a little bit of a nose, and you don't want to, you want to put that right here. And let's get to the little detail, the profile. Let me look at this first. That's it right here. I prefer this right here, where it comes down. That is where we begin. Oops, wrong knife. Move forward a little bit, or move this back just a, there we go, just a snap. And take a little bit of that nose out. Not quite a bit. You don't have to worry about cutting, thinking that you're going to cut too much off, because again, that router. Oh boy, excuse me, I got a big frog on that one. The router did come up and could not get into the nose very well, so I'm going to, same with the chin. So we've got, here, I'll give you a profile in a second here. Okay, there we go. See, we still have, quite a bit back here. So if something happens and we can push the face back just a couple of swipes, it'd still be good. So speaking of swipes, I'm going to do this one next. Excuse me, that frog, it just won't get out. Now this is a scoop. Now you can see sort of the feminine features of the profile. Like I said, it's the man has that, the man and the Santa Claus has that it has this, I don't want to say Roman nose or whatever, but she does not. She's young. You can do that in a an old witch or old woman or something. You can put that crankety little, that nose there, Romanesque nose or whatever that is. But just to clean things, I just want to take some of the fur off here. So then I'm just taking fur off. Many pardon me, so I'm trying to get that frog out of my throat. I just want to get just a little bit here. When upside down, I gotta watch, because upside down it gets closer to me. Okay, now we're cooking with gas. I'll have to come back later on this. Sometimes I stick my knife in where it don't belong, just to get my bearings from one to the next. I'll detail later. You can see well, that is going to bother me, so I better, even though that most that's going to go away anyways. Okay, let's bring it back. Good, we still got pencil. To show what we're doing. I want to get just a little bit of roundness here. A little bit. Because what I teach with my Santas is you want to start off with about a 90-degree angle. When you get up to this point here. So I want to take some of that off. Again, the router bit couldn't get in there, and the eye will be about here. Because what's supposed to happen is that the eyeball is supposed to be the eye line halfway between here and halfway between the top of her head. In other words, the skull, the cranium right there. And I think it's still okay. It's still good. And if you want to, I'm going to put the marks in here. I put a little bit of hair in there if you want to. That's what I did with this one, and we can always cut it off. But you can't put it back. That's why I want to make sure that it's in there first. Now we're taking that into consideration. Okay, the nose. Where are you? Right there. And I'm going to do like I said, I'm going to scoop, because the thing is, I think I have lost. I'm going to do this a different way than with the man. Now with the man, I dove right on in. And you could have done that. In other words, there still was a lot of fur on there, but here a lot of that disappeared. So I'm going to do this because it's different from the other. I want to show excuse me. And what I want to do is cut away from the nose, just like I do with my Santas, but not so deep. We do not want her to have a scar. All I want is just something to track my chisel with. Just taking a little bit off. That's what we're doing, is we're creating a way for the chisel. So that's what I'm going to take. Again, now we're dealing with the face. We do not want to pry. Get that out of there so I can. There, so we got something to track. Still in. Just taking. Okay. And while we're at it, let's put this in. Now the other thing you want to be conscious of, this is a set, and let's see how far, off I have gotten. You want it to kind of match, because what's going to happen is you may have to do a touch-up later, because you want the face to be, the head to be. Now she is a little bit smaller. Okay, here's foot to foot right here. So she's smaller, so she can have a smaller head. But we don't want this to be a whopper of a head. I think I might trim down a little bit more on him. And hers, we don't want her to have a tiny head. So oops. So let me track this in right now. Now he's got hair, she's got a bonnet. He's got hair, she's got a bonnet. And so a lot of that is being covered. Get out of there. So that's kind of widening the head just a little bit. And let's see, he's got his hair. Let me see how this goes. If we put chin to chin, if we put nose to nose, her chin goes up a little bit and her hair comes down. So we're still okay. I might want to do something with him, maybe. Like I said right there, I'm putting their toe to toe right now. So we're on the right track. She can have a smaller face, but just not that much smaller. Okay, I am going to take my number 11, 5 millish, and like I did before is, oops, now I gotta put this close to me here. I gotta do this. Sorry about that. I cannot, because here we're gonna be doing some pushing. Now remember, this is a 45-degree angle, not flat this way, not flat this way. And get down in there. And this is what we're going to do here is a up and over while this is we're rounding this on the top. We're rounding the eyebrow bone. And a little bit here. and we'll come back with a smaller tool. Let me get this out of here. Am I still in? Now, here comes the fun part, is to be able to do this and still keep that on the camera, is do this one. Can I? Because I don't want to ruin it either. Put it on camera how I rent this. And that's what we're doing. We're just getting some of that. And this is up and over this way and round this way at the same time. And once in a while I might hear Lynn's voice upstairs. She's in a Zoom again. A Zoom meeting. Once in a while it sounds like she's making her point. But I don't hear any banging going on outside there, so. But still, I think we got enough lighting. It is a cloudy day, which is good, because usually I'd have to wait because you get that sun that comes in and just kind of washes over, and there's these little fingers of sun. And 'tis the season to want to have sun. But, okay, now I'm going to get my bearings back again. This time just is going to be a scoop. Last time we just did a straight, but this is a scoop, and make sure you're going like this as you're bending, and or you can push too. It's got a slice for sure here, because you're turning that knife. When you're turning that knife, see, I have a little bit of a chatter in there. I don't like that chatter, and of course the reason why is this is a larger knife. Now, there's the profile. She's a little bit of cheek in there. We'll get to that next. But before we do that, I want to get my small chisel and finish the nose and the eye. Go a little bit more deeper. That's what we had to do with Mr. Pilgrim, is we thought we had everything, and then found out we got to get the eyes even deeper. Oh, can I do this? Careful. Careful. Now you could see we need to remove this because the eyes are not straight in. If you were to make it so that, where's my knife? So the plane of the eye is like this at a 45. It's not straight in. That's one of the problems that a lot of us have to make this too blocky, but it's got to be this. The eye socket is at this angle and at this angle, just an angle a little bit. And I'm just going to take away for the sake of what I just said. I don't know if it's still in there. Okay, I want to finish up the nose in that. Now she's going to have a smaller nose. I'm going to take my number 9 again. And this blade here, this part of the blade, this end here, is going to go right on this end here. And in. Same with in reverse. I think I might have it too big. I think this end here is going to be this end here, and I better make sure I get a good handle on it. That's going to go in. How'd I do? Again, put the chisel down. You could, on a Santa Claus, take your chisel and get that out of there, but she's got a dainty nose on a smaller piece. And then I want to do this, bring the scoop in a little more. Oops. Like I said, I hate that scrapage. When you scrape instead of cut. I've always hated that. And maybe we can come back to the nose, but I want to get it as best as we can right now. instead of using the chisel, I'm going to go up a little this way. And as you could see, we will have to bring that face in a little more. Oh, that's too much shadow. Let's go this way. Yeah, we need another scoop. Mostly here. There we go. That's a little better. I hope that. Oh shoot, was I in camera? I wasn't paying attention. Get this going here. And then again, where's our little guy here? Number 9. Boy, she is really making her point upstairs there. I don't know what the heck is she's. I did a little prying there. Don't pry. And I mean prying with the chisel on the wood, not me going upstairs and listening to see what she's talking about. Okay. I'm going to leave the eye socket now, even though, oh my goodness, doesn't that look a little choppy there? Ooh. I'm just have to come back later. Oh, I don't have my visor here. All right, I'm going to get into the mouth, but before I do, she has got a lot of cheek going on there, and I want to do one of these. Remember, we're talking about getting it into an angle. It's the same with the mouth. Where are you? Just a little bit to get an idea. Oops, where are you? And just a little bit of this here. Kind of more sharper, pardon me. Because her chin is going to be a bit sharper, or coming to a point, than his. I mean, he can have a nice masculine jawline, but she's got that dainty. Of course, again, you can have like an old grandma or something have a good jawline, but because I want to get this going before I put the mouth in. I think the mouth with the, if I'm not mistaken, correct me, with the Pilgrim man, I got right into the mouth. Still just doing a little bit of trimming here. I want to get to the chin later. It's just that I want to get into the mouth here. All right, well, I got this on hand. Let me do this quick. I want to do this. Actually, be right about here. It's just been bothering me, so. But I'll round it later. All right, let's get to the mouth here. Now the eyeball is going to be here. Notice the pupil is going to be right there. She's looking at you. And so the line is going to be actually a little higher than that crease. It's going to go to this line, basically. And I'm going ahead, when I'm telling you straight, is when you paint, as I said before, it's the same with him. When you paint the lips, you paint the lips, not the mouth. The lips are, yeah, I gotta do some work. The lips are just at the front. Let's see, did she get her mouth painted or just her lips? I think maybe a little too much of the mouth there. And it's a little red because it's a little nippy out there. Now I'm going to do a stop cut on the face here, but what I want to do is like I did with the mister, is I want to do one of these first, because I don't, like I said, I don't want to start here and then slip, and she's got a scar. Okay, now I can do a little bit, just a little bit, because it has to be relatively deep. And I want to clean that out of there. Now, how does that look? She's got that Popeye jaw out there. She's, you got to get that jaw out of there. Like she's looking for a fight. Is that a little better? There we go. That was one of the problems I've been having doing the faces, is like too much jaw, like, and then too much lip, like she's like doing this, like she wants to fight, or he wants to fight. Now I want to give it one of these. Where are you? At this angle, ahead of the game here, so that when we put that smile line in, that much less to work with, or have to futz with. Farts with. Oh, geez. All right, again, profile. Now, where are we? Now, as I said with the man, hers is going to, her same one's just going to come straight down. It's, again, if she's going to give you a big grin, make sure it comes out. Make sure it comes out like this. If you want her to have a big smile. But if she's going to, she can have a little soft smile, or just kind of looking, not angry, or, that still might be a little wide even then. But, and what's going to happen, we'll take our small number, and it's got to be round, and see, do I got, what do I got in the way here? Something's in the way. Oh, that's in the way there. And very carefully feel, make sure you're not going where it's a big chunk is coming. In other words, you're going the wrong way. And the interesting thing, like the man, what you're putting in more than likely will disappear. But we want this as a guide. And again, we're talking about the mouth. We're doing the mouth. If there's any little chip, you cut it out. Don't pry it out. Again, be careful. Don't bury the fins. And I'll do a little bit more here. And that is all. Like I said, most is going to not only go away, but probably even deeper. Okay, I want to start with a scoop. Scoop here to the nose, because you're creating that barrel. And carefully don't dig deep into that, what you just did with your little chisel there. And again, what am I getting all those messages? I should turn the speaker off. Oops, don't pry. Same on this side. It's a scoop. Careful you don't whack that nose off. Am I still in the camera? Yeah, at least I'm more conscious about it, because when the figure's upside down, that's when I have to. And the cone is starting to shape. of the mouth. Oh, was I too far up? Sorry. Let's do it this way. That's all I did was I trimmed this a little bit here. That on something? Okay. I want to reestablish the mouth again. That's how I did the females before, and I think I taught before, is I cut something in, and you cut it out, put it back in, cut it out. It's kind of a little bit, because there really is, I mean, I'm trying to get to the point where I can just cut this way, and there you are. Now, I'm going to jump a little bit ahead here. So notice this is different than, a little different than I did it with him. I'll just give this a little scoop. Again, this is just so I can see what I'm doing. Because you'll be ending up with making sure that you'll have something like this. But he still has a big chin. Let's take a look at that profile. It's not too shabby. I think I might need a little more off the bottom. There we go. All right, next. Before I do, I want to get one more scoop of this. There we go. It's not perfect, but now comes the fun. Pencil. Like we did before. Let's get that chin. We're going to do it in the center here. Put that chin in, and that's very wide. Right now, we'll be cutting out a little bit, because it's again does not mean that it's going to be that wide. It's just more of a smaller bump. And then what's going to happen is it's going to come up like this. So you get kind of like this hourglass, kind of a squashed hourglass. Yeah, that's what you want. And of course, let's put, while we're at the pencil, just a little bit of the kisser in there. Upper kisser, the lips. And with that, okay, let me show you that. Let me give you this. Make sure because we're heading out at my little lip. Is the bottom lip still a little out? I don't know. If not, if it's not, then we're good. All right, I just want to take, here we go, close up, make sure I got to show you. Just take that little, and it's about a 30 degrees, so in other words, you're not coming straight down. You're coming right to the mouth line. From here to the mouth line. And then we got the kisser started. And what we want to do is just this little extra scoop, like we did before. Now there's a scoop, just a little extra scoop. Now we'll come back to the nose, because it is the bridge of the nose. Let's put it in right now, because we're going to be using that. The female does have this little bridge right here, this little indentation right here. Where are we? So take that little chip out. Carefully take that chip out. Don't pry it there. And then we would need to have that to make everything else fit. This is the only part of the face other than the eyes where there's sharpness. Oh, and of course the mouth. Let's see, thus far. Too much. Still got a lot of that chin to go. But the upper, a little more scoop. It probably will happen during, detailing and, not detailing, but fixing this and that. Okay, you go ahead and take a look at her. I gotta reach down and get at that angle. I gotta take a Little slug there. Wet the whistle. Yep. All right, here we get. Oops, sorry. Gave her a kick. That was rude of me. All right, I'm gonna give this thing another clean. Not clean. Strop. Just a little extra because here we go. We're gonna go this way. You probably could use the knife, but do not bury the fins. The ends. Am I in? Where are you? Right here. And you're gonna go down. No, you're not. You're over here. And I'm gonna go down. And down, but in this case up, I suppose. And again, a lot of that is going to disappear. See how kind of cockeyed it looks? The chin looks a little cockeyed, but we'll get to it. All right, now here comes the fun. I got to get this close. I hope this is going to be so you can see this. I'm not going to be off too much. Here we go. Now this, again, we're going to come up. Careful, careful. And see that little sliver there? Put your chisel down. Get your knife. Because you pry that, there goes the bottom or bottom lip. Okay, again. Up. Oops, see that already chipped? Oops, sorry. Up, put the chisel down. Oops, I just pushed that away. I didn't pry, you didn't see that. Now the lip is going to be, right now the lip is flat. And what we're going to do is we're going to round it. Where are you? And it's supposed to tuck underneath. Rounding. Where are you? Rounding, tucking underneath. And if you have to, come back with the chisel for a little more shaping. And then do so, like I gotta do. Just a little bit for shape, just taking that a little bit off. And her lip is a little bit narrow, so I might need an extra, and I might have to favor the chin a little bit, or get into the chin a little bit. There we go. I think that's one thing I didn't do. I didn't do with the, and still I want to keep shaping, like I said, rounding. And I'm getting to the point where just leave it well enough alone. And again, we're going to do a little bit more under here like this. We're going to round that chin. My hand, yep. Because remember, this is going to come to a point, or somewhat of a point, not a witch's point. A rounded point. And you're going to keep working with it, detailing it. Maybe it's a little too high. Profile. Still a little more roundness to it. And again, there is still quite a bit of detailing around the lips. But I think we're okay. The thing that is missing, and I think we'll have to come back again, or missing or too much of, and I think I need a better chisel for this job. This is my number 5. I think it might be too flat for what I need to do. But since it's on the face, I really want to make sure that's nice. And now you'll notice the cheeks, he's a little too cheeky here. And I want to take the cheeks and round it and see how that mark that you put in with the 9 is disappearing. Is finally disappearing. Same on this side. Careful I don't take any of that lip off. Where are you? And let's have some light. You still there? That's what I'm doing, is I'm taking this cheek off. See if I can come over here with the light. It's just the shadows is in the way. Oops. Chip away. Now her face is starting to get more rounded. But in doing so, I notice on this side, I still needed a little bit over here. And I'm rounded so she doesn't look too baggy-eyed. You probably could do that with a knife. But it is important to have a flat tool once in a while. And I'm going to put a little bit more of oomph in this. Okay, I'm going to clean up the eye socket. Now I want to make sure, and when I look there is still quite a bit more to go in making this deeper. I'm going to take my number 9, see if my number 9 will help. I mean, I want it deep, but I don't want it cavern deep. See, this is a bit difficult because it's upside down. I mean, to get in there. Get in there. While I'm at it, where's my other little tool here? A little deep here. Now I'm gonna, something has been kind of, well here, let me fix this. One thing is bothering me, but I think this is gonna help, is it seems like the other eye is a little more wider, has a wider socket, which it does. And what I need to do is something like this, just a scoop. This is a scoop. And we will come back to that later. Same with here. Now this thing, this again, that part is buried. So just a little scoop. Ooh, she got quite a bit of scarring there. Careful I don't take that nose off. But there is still, where's that number? That number 5 that I had. This, and this should be the third next one. Oh, here it is. You're seeing this right here, is this has to go down. We're still a little bit too cheeky. And then it's supposed to get into, there we go. There we go. Then it's supposed to get into the eye socket. There we go. How's it on this side here? That's what was missing. And it's supposed to get in the eye socket. That's looking better. again, the nose and all that's got to be adjusted. Uh-oh, when I did that, did I? That's getting better. Okay, before I get in the eyes, I want to, because I'm going to have to shut the camera down and go run and get my visor, because this is, I did with the eyes with Mister without, and that was getting kind of fuzzy. But hers, she's got to really be good. So let me do some more face adjusting. And again, what's going to happen, let's get into the chin and the neck. Like I said, it's supposed to go down, and it's supposed to go straight down. Straight down, meaning this way. Not a undercut, but straight. And that's going to head towards her ear. That is missing. Well, it's not missing from her, it's missing from the carving here. And I don't want to open this up too much here. I just want now she is going to have a more daintier neck, of course, than him. He can have a, well, not totally frog-like. And of course there's too much darkness for you to see. There we go. That's better. That's better. Same with on this side here. You know, I'm hearing this faint sound of drilling, so we're okay. And again, that neck is going to go virtually straight, or the chin to the neck, straight down. The jawline, pardon me, the jawline is straight down, just like with the chin. There we go. Let's clean this up a little more. Where are you? I just cleaning this up here a little bit is what I was doing, and creating more shadow. See, that's the neck. That neck goes at an angle like that. Now I just need a little more scoop right here, because I think that's drilling I hear, but it's very faint. Instead of blowing on it all the time, but now I want the neck to come right into the collar here. And it's going to be a clean and sharp. And as soon as I'm happy with that, I'll do this. I'll do a shadow cut. But I think something, just a little bit on this jawline I want to take off here. There we go. Okay. Do a quick rub. Something's bugging me here. I'll just do a little bit of this. This needs to tuck in a little more. This needs to come up just a hair. But then chisel down. All right. There is still quite a bit of this to do. Get that sharpness out of there. think the other side is fine. Maybe just a little. See, I want to get it so it's perfect, and I'll bring it up to the camera as soon as I get what I think is okay, at least okay, if not perfect or good. I just don't want to show you something that I don't feel good about. How can we do this? Can I bring this down a little bit more? There we go. You can see the bridge of the eyes. When we do the eyes, I'll take care of that bridge. There we go. I think it's not as. Now I have to do this because I want to. There. I want a good profile, but it's still a little dark. I think that's a pretty decent profile. Front is not too shabby. What is this? I'm trying to have. Oh, as I'm getting closer with my camera here, it's having troubles focusing in. But there you go. There's a profile. A little bit, maybe the cheeks need to come off, but I'm going to leave it. And I want to do a little bit of this just to kiss the tip of that nose. There we go. Well, it's still maybe a little sharp, but what I'm trying to get at is I want that nose to come up. You know, the female nose. There we go. There we go. A little better. You want it to come at this angle, or the witch would become like coming down, and his is coming down. All right, like I said, I'm going to take a little shutdown while I go run and get this back up. Yeah, I don't want to waste my time or waste your time trying to adjust the camera again, but I'll be right back with my back. I'm back, and I want to do a little bit of more adjusting with her face. It's a little too round, and I just want to. Where are you? There you go. And it is about right below the cheek. Probably we'll come back and do some more later after the eyes. Okay. Same like it right about above. So there's the cheek. So just below the cheek and about that kind of an angle. And then I'm trying to take the jawline off. Trying to take that jawline and get that sort of that pointy chin in there. And then have it just one more of these. And then get back to doing that. And we'll have to come back later on make the neck a little more daintier. It's got to actually come down. I'll go in a little more. Is what we're missing. Maybe just a little point to the neck so she doesn't have that. Is it the second neck? Dual neck? What is that called? Well, oops. I think it's a Scott Carvings First, where I cut myself. And pretty darn good too. You know, I hope I edited it out, because after I went to get a Band-Aid, I realized I still have this thing running. It was still running, and I didn't say too many choice words, but I mean, I was using this knife. Oh, I wonder if I can continue on. And somehow I was like, went like this. I don't know how the heck. It was, I didn't cut. I just brought it. I don't know if you've ever done that. You know, when you go like this and you cut and you slip it, you hit your thumb. But it was like I was done, and then it just, for some reason, I just sort of hit that, and it's pretty deep. And I had, that's right then and there, I realized I had no Band-Aid and no tissue, no nothing, and so I had to run, and there's a little bit of drop on the floor, but I don't know, can I continue on with this? See, that's what a carver does, is that when you cut yourself, you just put on a Band-Aid and get back to work. But there's still quite a bit of adjustments that's got to be done here. But I think I'm getting the gist of it. I mean, oh, sorry, where are you? Now I can get back in again. And I do want to get to the eyeballs. Pick up the, yep, would it be better if I put this on so you don't have to see my Band-Aid? In fact, I wonder if it'd be better if I can hold the knife better this way. Oh yeah, there we go. There we go. Maybe this would be good, not only a thumb guard, but also another finger guard. I don't know. Anyways, what I want to do, I got my visor. That was the whole idea of everything, was to get my visor. But Joel, it's good to see that you aren't the only one that gets your fingers cut. Okay, first of all, I'm going to put this right here, which is perfect for me. And then I am going to move this, so get it so it's so good for you. But the thing is, I think I need to twist, there we go, is that while I'm doing this, my head might hit the visor might hit the top there. Maybe keep twisting this, and then I can go forward then. Okay. Let's get it to getting. I got to think about and make sure it's in the light. Pencil. So here we go, doing the carving with my. Here, let me look. If it doesn't come on the camera well, let me do this so I can do this right. Because there's still quite a bit. I still got to get some more of the temple out of there. That is just bugging me. And with that, a little more here. Take a little bit of cheekbone out of there. Just getting so she looks, because now we're getting into the eyes. There, she's starting to look a little better, hopefully. Excuse me, pencil. No, she's got the schnoz is a little too big, but we'll be straightening that out. So what I want to do is reach and bring that light over a little bit more. And it's supposed to be right at the nostril as you make your first line. But since you're going to fix that, so let's put it where the nostril is supposed to be. And here. A bit closer in. And what I want to do is I want to make those get in there. A little wide-eyed. Yeah, the pencil is just this is one of those do as I say and not as I do. The pencil is just kind of skirting right on these little bumps here. And I'm trying to catch I know you'll see a bunch of marks. But that lead is just skirting right on top of those little bumps, and we're ending up somewhere else. Just a little more off here. Get out of there. All right, I'll use this one here, more safer knife. Where are you? Make sure. Now we're going to go straight down. See if I do this, if I turn myself here. Straight down. And you're just following that line that you made. Same here. And make it look like the other. Oops. No, I think this eye might end up, ooh, got some of that coming off of there, but a lot of it's going to come up. Okay, so I'll adjust the eyes later, just a little bit like the Mr. Pilgrim, a little bit of cut here. Next, we're going to cut out a little chip there. I did do that. Now take the chip out. The first chip out. Now that. Okay, I'm going to come up, and then down. And remember, I'm coming down, starting from the top and going down. Down meaning down her face. Okay, now this is down. Let's do that again. Let's see if we can see the eye. Yeah, I need some more work on that temple. Because you should see the eyeball at this angle. I don't think you can as much. But see, the eye goes in this direction. Excuse me. And same with the top here. And that's my visor that keeps banging on the camera as I look up to make sure I'm still in. Oh, this way, there we go. Get some light in there. Light on the subject. Now upside down, that's what I gotta watch. If it's still in the camera. This needs to be fixed a little wider. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna look at it myself for a second here. Let me look at it. And then I'm taking out these little bugs here. Okay. Now I think this one might be a little larger, maybe not by much. And then like I'd like to do just this, especially with the ladies. We don't want to have her baggy-eyed. Young ladies, we don't want no baggy eyes. And just enough to bring out a small, the bottom lid. Same with the bottom. And at the same time, I'm taking that pencil mark off. He's still in. All right. But I still want to make sure, take all this off. I don't want any sharp, like she just got out of the bed or something. Yeah, there's going to be quite a bit more adjustment on her face and her cheek. It's just too chubby cheek. You could keep it like that if you want. And then right around here too, this has got to go away. Are you in? This has got to go. Careful you don't hit that lip. There we go. That's got to go away. This right here. There, that's a little better. This way, there we go. Another look at the face, the eyes. Next, reach down and get my little tiny flex cut. Where are you V-tool that I used on the, I believe I used him on the mister. And I really don't want to pencil in. It is the width of this V. So notice this part is going to go right across. It's going to be lined up with the eye. And I'm going to go up and around. If you can't see it, let me finish it first. There it is. And I'm going to leave that alone. For Santa's, I will take a knife and I'll make that much deeper. Now this side, I like to start from the top. And the reason why is when I do this, I mean, even now it's not that good, is that this always looks funnier than the other. The first one I do is always perfect, but this one is always funny. But let's see how did it come out this time. A little better. Not as funny. Okay. Oh, jeez. Don't drop the tool right there. Especially that's a sensitive one. Now this one, excuse me. This one will have her. Oh, I was backwards on the knife. Jeez. Now that I got the glove on, I might accidentally have it backwards and cut in the glove. I just want to take a little bit of this off. A little bit of this off. Just the sharpness off. Again, she's a dainty lady. I mean, even though she's in the wilderness, she's still dainty, you might say. And her forehead is going to be different than his. We'll put in just a little, barely a little bit of cheekbone or eyebrow bone, just a little bit, but it's mostly smooth. And the hair's in the way of that eyebrow bone. Profile is still good. She looks like that she got hit by a football. Marsha got hit by a football. And again, there's a lot of little detail to make this a little smaller. Profile diamond still in the camera. Just a lot of excuse me, detailing. Where is my brush? I mean, I think that's not so bad. It's at least to the point that you can do detail, so you can fix this and that. I mean, at least, I mean, even right there, I would say it's okay. Making sure that we have a little bit. Let me take this knife here. I want that, definitely want to put that temple in. I want a temple going on in there because what's supposed to happen. Let's see how this temple looks. Let me get this at a 30-degree, oh, I gotta go this way, 45-degree angle. You can see, get my pointer, how can I see what, yeah, there we go. You can see how the temple is coming in and the cheek is coming out, and this comes down at like a nice sharp triangle, like a sharp angle. Even though the cheek might be a little more work, but let's see if we can do this even with the, zooming in, there we go, focus in and out. I need a little bit, this right here is in the way. Okay. Temple, I got a little bugger there. Now that cheek seems to be a little more thicker than the other one. Get that. Now you see that temple right on the eye. There we go. When you look at about a 45-degree angle, the temple goes in, and then the mouth comes straight down. I still say there's a little too much here. That's better. How can I, if I bring it this way, will I have more light? Nope. But this way here is a better example. Temple in. She's looking at a 45. And it comes down. So the face is not bad. I'm going to leave it there. There's some odds and ends I can see that it needs. But with that, while we're here, I still think I might need to take my visor off. I'm going to start rounding the neck a little more. Is what I'm doing. Hopefully at the same time, well, I'll take out the knife marks later. Or maybe while I'm at it, do one of these. There we go. And again, I need the light. You don't see it because it's a shadow, all right. And really keep going a little more, just an extra one of these. Which I still want that cone to come out. There we go, we're getting there. A little too sharp here. I mean, it's supposed to be a little sharp, but not enough there. Oops. Now I'm going to leave that. The neck and the face and all that is all. I mean, you got these little buggers here, and there's another look. Hair. Where's my little? Oh, let's take the. No, we would take the pencil mark off it. We want to round it because it's too flat. It was too flat, and we want to tuck it in. There we go. Tuck that in there. Get that in there, tucked in. You know, I was just thinking of, while doing this, I was thinking of Ryan Olson, our character carver, America, and he is a singer. He can sing it out. I was thinking, I just want him to sing, "We're gathered together to join the Lord's blessing," blah, 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 and all that stuff. But that would, with it's coming on, and there's a little bit of this to get into her. Oh, getting carried away. I do one thing, and all of a sudden I get pulled away to another, and then I'm just going to put some hair in. Da 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 dee 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 dee. Okay, I'll shut up. I have a song in my heart. Unfortunately, I don't have a tune to carry it. Okay, let's bring this all up here. Now remember, she's turning a little bit. Let's get this. Are we in? See, I keep hearing that. I think it's raining out on the air conditioner there. Because what I want to do is I want to, oops, that's scraping. I hate that scraping. Is I want to make sure this is, I would say, relatively sharp and clean. Because she is kind of tight. It is tight. We did do some undercutting here. So this is relatively, oops. And what I wanted to do, make sure is right here. See, if this was a man carrying this, you wouldn't care about this, but this thing we want to lift right here. That kind of helps shows that she's a lady, as it were. Am I still in? And if you have to take a chisel to get in there, that's fine too. Because this has got to be round here. Scoop. As well as cleaning up and all that. But this is important here. Right here. Same with over here. It's got to be, I would say it's got to be done relatively right. But then on the other hand, if she is holding that pumpkin close to her, that's probably pushing this up a little bit. Excuse me. And then this one, a little bit of this here. Can I get in there? Let's see, can my number 5 get in there better? So I want to leave, getting close to the end here, so I want to leave with specific extra details. A little round here, just make it a little round. We did the hands. A lot of cleaning up. Now we got to do the hair. That's what we're leaving with, is the hair. And not leaving with, but what I want to do is this. This is, I think I can widen things a little more here now. Can I take this off without hurting my Band-Aid there? Oh, yeah. Oh, I can't. I have to do that with my index and middle finger. I just kind of noticed one more thing while I was dropping this. Just a little bit more this way. There we go. There we go. That's what I was kind of noticing. That's better. I'll gotta go close up there. I said I was going to get to this, but all of a sudden I realized I saw one thing. And okay, first I want to come in here and clean this up first. Then at the same time do a, oh, you know what? Take the visor off now. Put my carving skepticals on. Oh. What is that right there? Oh, geez, now I'm starting to see things a little better. Let's get a little bit of undercutting going on in there. Then undercut this way. She was one of, even though she's in the woods, but one of those that survived. Half the pilgrims passed after. It's really interesting. None of the pilgrims passed while they were on the ship. They had one crewman that died, and then they had 2 births. So they gained, excuse me, but as soon as they got to the new land, and so they started to fall down. There was one, I don't remember what his name was. He died of a stroke, and I was like, they didn't really, I guess, understand. He had a big headache and all that, and dizzy, and then he died. So I was thinking it could be a stroke. Now with her, and I think I've seen this elsewhere. Let's put that crease in, because it's like a, oh, I think I can turn this a little bit, just a little bit this way there. Now I can. I'm putting this in there. And what it is just a wrap. I think I've seen that somewhere. And because of that, that's what I want to do. Did it the way I saw it at the time. So we're going to continue on. It's sort of like a head wrap. Where's that with the bigger knife? Now what's going to happen is a little bit of an undercut and turn, excuse me, finish the undercut and turn and separate. And I think I still see some fur left. And I still want to bring this into a bowl, like since you have long hair people, they'd come to a bowl like this, come to a twist. I'll do the same. All right, pencil marks off, undercut. We're not going to clean and then undercut. Excuse me, now the hair is going to come out of here. That's important. A little bit of turn. Clean it up. We can see there's a lot of bit of cleaning over here I gotta do. Continuing on with this. And come up here. Undercut. Now this thing here, I didn't finish this. Before we get to the hair, I want to make sure this is done. The head piece of the head scarf, or whatever you call that. take the take the pencil marks off with the knife. Make sure we're in the camera. Which, well, if you weren't, you're not missing anything. I'm just taking the pencil marks off, actually. Okay, I think we need a little bit of this. Now again, the hair is coming from here. All right, now happy with that, with the exception of cleaning up, but let's shape this a little bit more. This looks too much like a pan or something like that, so let's round it. Same with on this side, it needs to be rounded and then handed. Now you could put as much hair as you want. I give you a lot. Again, this is the bride. She has a lot of hair. And I'm going to use all of it. I'll just bring it back if I don't. Oh, we still got some chisel or some fur here. Marks from the router bit. Okay. And I'm going to do kind of the same here. Now you could do, I think you could also do, I got a lot of hair. Let's take some off, because I think, I'm debating having her have a lot of hair. And then you can also have some curly hair instead of straight hair. But I prefer kind of straight, kind of a little bit of this and that. So the hair might be more than what I need, but I'm going to just leave it like that where you can decide how short, long, curly, straight. And of course, when you paint it, what color. And doing somewhat, excuse me, my Santa hair is kind of basically the same. All right, excuse me, I'm going to twist a little bit here. Twist a little bit here. Give it kind of a imperfection. Bring it back over. And again, this is how I do it. You can do it any old which way you want. You can leave it as is. You can take a V tool and whack it. You can take a round tool and whack on it a little bit and put some dents in. Or you can just get some books out that have real hair. You can make it as real as you want. And I'm just going to do just a little bit of undercutting. Not too much, just okay. Excuse me. There we go, getting quite a bit out of there. And making sure it's tucked in there. How deep we want to tuck it under. It's up to you, but we want to at least tuck it under a little bit here. Oops. Maybe a little bit more undercutting. So we can get that out of there. V tool or round tool, whichever you want. Where is my, here it is. Like I did the last one, but and I want to make a little bit of a twist. Or you can have it straight back if you want, but it kind of went through the wind and on their way to Thanksgiving dinner. Well, I can follow that because I want to clean it. Let's bring this in a little bit. Come back this way. Depends on how much you want to get down in there. Just as long as when it's sitting here, you can still, let's take a look at it. A lot of cleaning up to do here and there. Get out of there. All right, now I think I am done. First we'll look at her. And I got to take this off to widen it up a little bit. Oh, I can't with my thumb. I have to do it with, there we go. First, let's look at her. In comparison, I think her head might be a little, no, it's about the same size. It looks, maybe because of the paint, this paint looks like a bigger face. She's got a bigger face. Like I said, there's two different styles of holding, two different styles of how to carve. This one is a little more realistic. This one is just put some dents in and call it good. I like the colors. The colors are better than having just black. Now, traditionally, I was understood they never wore black. But when it came to the hat and the buckle, they never had buckles either. But I've kept that with Mr. And keep going around. And the faces. I could do with, be careful, another one of these. There, that's a little better. Cleaning up. That's why I want to put a little bit of the, let's say, the bosoms in there to tell you that she is a female. I think I need to cut a little bit of this to round it right here, to round it, round that a bit. And as I said before, if you're interested and you want me to do a female nude, now I'm not sure if I can put that on. Can I put that on YouTube? Because I don't know, nudity is not allowed. I remember on Pinterest that happened to me when I was figures, and they had some art figures out there in the nude, and it was more like drawings. I'm not even pictures, but they were like drawings, and still you got some nudity on yours. Well, it's art. Okay, there's her. I think because her face is a little wider, and I took more off on the top here than here. If you do that, you can probably bring that up a little bit if you want to. All right, now here's Mr. Now you can see his head is much bigger. Much, much, much bigger. Now it's kind of like, I want to say, kind of like okay. But she's a smaller. Let me put these together. She's smaller. So that would be okay. I might bring the head back a little bit and probably bring the head up a little bit with some more neck. Maybe, maybe not. But you know, that's it. Now, like I said, you have them standing. Let's see, where are they there? See, they're looking this way. And you put them together kind of like this. You could put them together so they're looking at each other. You could do that too. But I like it when they're still kind of talking to each other, but they're still kind of paying attention to what's in front of them. Like that. They're still kind of talking. Or what you could do is go in this direction, but you still put them together like this. But they're looking away, but they're looking at you because you're part of their conversation. And when their bodies are still turned, that they're still, so it's three of you talking. So it depends on how you want to do it, or do it like this to bring on the Thanksgiving festivities and welcoming people to the Thanksgiving table. That helped a little bit there too. That was bothering me. And so they're looking at you and saying Happy Thanksgiving. And with that, there you are.